Yo, what is good, y'all? It's your boy, Reactz, back with another reaction. Musashi destroyed the Baki universe again? Damn, Cjdachamp still on one with him. It's been a minute, I ain't even gonna hold y'all. So, we just gonna get into it.
Like on Batman, he be robbing, red and black, spinning every day. We ain't stopping, being dizzy on the way for the low. We gon' drop it, stepping on these niggas' heads like they zombies. I'm a phantom, I got ghosts, you can't fucking stop me. I'm a phantom, I go ghost, you can't fucking stop me. Loving when these hoes all up on my fucking body. I got power with that pole, you can't fucking stop me. Tell that nigga rob.
He dropped this a little while ago.
Musashi disappeared into the shadows and started hunting down every single SWAT team member. Just like how Roberta was hunting down those special forces in Black Lagoon.
Oh,
These
Lord.
two officers were talking about a plan. And the guy that this dude was talking to lifted up his finger in terror and told him,
Sir!
Sir! Behind you! Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, you're done. Oh, he using his blade. Oh, y'all niggas not living.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I know it's been a minute since we've done this. But
Yeah, it
welcome
been a
back to
minute,
the
big
Forbidden
dog.
Worlds, the series where we go over the cases of some of the biggest threats to society in fiction. And today we will be taking the second look at the greatest swordsman in real life history who technically got isekai'd into the Baki universe for shits and giggles. Miyamoto Musashi. Now I'm gonna let y'all know this before we even get started. This is one of the nastiest part 2s I've ever done. All I'm gonna say is that we went from having random street fights to becoming a national security threat to the entire country of Japan. 5-star wanted level and everything. Bro had to go. So without further ado, case 1. Domesticating a caveman and assaulting
No, don't tell me he beat up my nigga Pickle, bro. Come on now.
Albert Einstein. So Albert Einstein told the authorities to go in the sewers and find the legendary fighter of the Ooga Booga style. And that legendary fighter is, of course, Pickle. So the authorities went into the sewers and dumped gallons of chloroform so they could knock Pickle out and transport him to Albert Einstein. So when they delivered Pickle to Einstein and he started to inspect his body, Tokugawa pulled up with Musashi behind him. And Musashi did not waste a single second when he saw Pickle. He walked up to him immediately, lifted his hand
Nigga said,
up, and slapped the shit out of him. And he didn't even stop with one. He winded his hand up one more time. 5 fingers
Why?
out in full open palm and slapped the taste out of Pickle's mouth. So Musashi tells everyone that he was just trying to wake him up. And he was impressed that Pickle took 2 slaps to the face and didn't even flinch. So to really make Pickle wake up, Musashi tried to slit Pickle's throat. And this finally got him to wake up. So when the legend of Ooga Booga awoke from his slumber, he looked dead at Musashi.
God damn, Pickle big as hell. Fuck, I don't remember him being this tall.
And his first instinct was to eat this nigga. So he lunged in with a Ooga Booga bite. But Musashi shoves his hand in his mouth, then proceeds to cut Pickle like 50-something times. But since Pickle is literally built different, none of Musashi's strikes actually cut him. They only bruised him. So after their first confrontation, they decided to change stages and go to a testing room. That could withstand the fight that they were about to have. Now, Albert Einstein was not about to let this happen because he thought that these two were such great scientific achievements that having them fight would be a detriment to science. So this nigga pulls out a Glock and straight up says, "Oh, all right, now everybody calm down. Now you know damn well I can't have nobody touching my nigga Pickle like that. So tell Musashi to back up, or I'll switch his ass down and switch these your ass."
What the fuck that finna do? These niggas is over here astral projection slicing. None of that shit matter, gang.
To Tokugawa. So while Albert Einstein was holding up the room at gunpoint, his wrist ends up getting dislocated, and he gets mind
Now you
shredded
in pain.
by Musashi. Einstein literally
Oh, you're
felt himself
dead.
die.
Oh.
And then while Musashi had the gun, he was like, my. So is this the weapon you use in the modern day to switch down your enemies? Then this crazy bastard proceeds to shoot 2 bullets right in between Tokugawa and some random scientist. Like, if this man was off by just a little bit, these 2 would be dead. Now, after Musashi traumatized Albert Einstein and had him sitting in the corner looking like he got put in timeout,
Damn.
Musashi started round 2 of their fight. So
Okay.
Piccolo lunges him with the Ooga Booga kick. But Musashi hits him in his calf once and had Piccolo screaming in pain. So then he went in for a rising Ooga uppercut. But Musashi cuts him across his chest, making him feel excruciating pain
My
again.
God.
So Piccolo decided to revert back to factory settings. And he gets in his stance where he's on all fours. So he lunges at Musashi and slams him into the wall. And they end up having a test of strength. But Musashi, knowing that Piccolo had way more brute strength than him, decided to use that big brain and show off that battle IQ. So he plants his feet on the wall and launches his head into Piccolo's face.
This nigga took that move from fucking Baki. I know that fucking cockroach shit.
Ended up pinning down the legendary fighter of the Ooga Booga style. But you see, Musashi wasn't satisfied with his victory because he craved more violence. So he proposed that they have a rematch. And in this rematch, he would be able to use his actual swords. And he wanted Piccolo to be completely starved of food. He wanted to fight him in his most feral state possible.
Oh,
so this
Lord.
was basically going to be another fight to the death. One of these dudes were not walking away from this. So now we fast forward to the final round. And the moment Musashi walked into the ring, Piccolo lunged at him with the Ooga Bite. But Musashi had quick draw, quick forward sword. So
No,
he swings his
don't
sword
kill
into
him.
Piccolo's face. But Piccolo's
Hold
body
on.
was so strong, his muscles stopped the sword from cutting through him.
Okay, that's kind of cold though. Damn. Musashi, get up.
And sent Musashi
I don't even know who to vote for.
Look at the way he hit the wall. Bro got his arms crossed looking
My
like he just had a
God.
seizure mid-hit. And his busted ass sandals got flung off too. Now during this fight, Piccolo started showing everybody firsthand human evolution. This dude picked the sword up that Musashi hit him with and started swinging the sword. We were literally watching this man evolve in front of our eyes. Piccolo finally got the Humanity 2.0 update. So
Hell
Piccolo
no.
tried to swing the sword on Musashi, but Musashi cut his eye with his hand,
Ooh.
then grabbed his sword and cut Piccolo 6 times.
Oh my
Twice
God.
in the elbows, twice in the shoulders, and twice in the knees. He strategically
Pickle
went
not
for
gonna
the
make
most
it, y'all. Pickle not gonna make it. This nigga slicing and dicing his ass.
important joints in the body. Now, after Musashi sliced up Piccolo's joints, Piccolo started transforming into his legendary Super Ooga Booga form.
Whoa, bro. First, we ain't even going past all that shit. Why the fuck he had to clutch his cheeks for the screen? Now we got this nigga in the fucking Ruby Rose ass pose. What the fuck? What the fuck? Y'all gonna do my boy Pickle like that? Don't mind my chair going down for no reason. Talk about that shit. CJ.
For one final strike. So Piccolo lunged at Musashi just for him to slice both his wrist and his ankle, taking
my
out the rest
God.
of his important joints. And after that,
This
just
nigga
like
got
his
the Kim
strike, this fight
Kardashian
was
ass.
over. And Piccolo did the unthinkable. This man saw Musashi as a giant prehistoric hornet, and he was a predator that he could not beat. So he started trembling in fear and hopped on all fours and left. Piccolo
My
ran
God.
away. He did not want any more smoke from Musashi at all. The man who dominated everybody in the arc before this, and a slayer of one of Truck Coon's avatars, ran away like a bitch. Musashi domesticated this nigga.
Damn.
After Musashi traumatized Piccolo and turned him into a house dog, the next person that stepped up to Musashi was Mr. I'm gonna protect everyone, Motobe. Now, I ain't gonna lie, Motobe fought Musashi like he had something to prove. And I low-key wish I seen the signs before the fight. Because tell me why this man hit the Triple H water spit before the fight with a bottle of Hennessy.
Hell
This is
no.
a nigga that has nothing to lose. I should've known he was gonna whoop his ass just off of this. Now, he came into this fight like Batman. Bro's prep time for this was insane. He had a whole game plan to take this man out. So before they start,
My
Motobe
God.
offers Musashi a cigarette, and he wants to sit down and have a lung cancer session with him. But Musashi, being up to date with modern commercials, has seen all the no smoking ads, and he refuses because this man already died from lung cancer once. This is actually how he died IRL. Also, he figured out that Motobe poisoned the cigarettes the whole time. So Musashi flicks the cancer stick back at Motobe, but Motobe clocks Musashi with the bottle of Henny.
Ain't no way his quick draw went that
then
fast. That's bullshit. How his quick draw was that fast for fucking Pickle, but not this nigga with a beer bottle? Fuck no.
All that nasty ass
My
tobacco
God,
down his
damn.
mouth. So after Motobe put Musashi on his ass, he just started using every weapon you could think of. First thing he did was throw a flashbang at his ass. Then when he was flashed, he came in with a mace and started clocking
My
his
God.
shit. He hit him so hard he lost his back teeth. So after he was done beating his ass with the mace, he pulls out a short spear and lunges in at him and tries to shank him. Now Musashi cuts the spear in half, but Motobe countered and kicked his teeth down his throat. Then he pulled out brass knuckles with some spikes on them.
This
And
nigga
with
cheating.
the right hook. Motobe was whooping that ass. He actually had this man Musashi sweating. Now, while Musashi looked like he was knocked out on his knees, he ended up slicing Motobe down the gut.
Oh, I
Motobe
thought he
with
chopped that nigga dick off. Fuck. I thought it was over. I thought he chopped that nigga dick off. Fuck.
all that Batman prep time planned for this if it ever happened. Because under his clothes, he had a whole set of chainmailed armor. So even though Musashi still cut through it, it weakened the blow. So since Motobe's whole torso was wrapped in armor, Musashi tried to go for the weakest parts of the body. So he sliced Motobe's wrist and basically severed his hand from his arm. His hand was hanging on by one muscle fiber. Then he took his ankles. Then after his legs gave out, Musashi cuts him right down the shoulder blade. But while Motobe was on critical health at 1 HP, Baki yelled, "Stop the fight." And this distracted Musashi. So Motobe took advantage of this and tackled Musashi. Then when he got Musashi on the ground, he did the exact same shit Mark did to Conquest. If your limbs ain't working, then use your hard ass.
Oh my
hand.
God.
So he started headbutting Musashi over and over again.
He looked like he
Was
just
shoving
eating
his
that
soul
shit.
into his face. Then he took Musashi's back and started to choke him out. And Musashi was
Musashi
starting to
just
get out of
playing
the hole.
around. He eating
shoved
that
his
shit.
sword right back in the shoulder blade wound. But Motobe did not care. He was going to put Musashi to sleep. So after about a good 10 seconds, Motobe did the unthinkable. He made Musashi go night-night and won the fight.
What?
Motobe was the first man in history to beat.
Shout out my nigga Motobe. What the fuck? Hold on. That's crazy.
This
That's
Everybody watching the
crazy.
fight were in shock because they couldn't believe what they just saw. They just witnessed the biggest upset in history. This was like when the Undertaker's WrestleMania streak ended. Complete shock. Niggas had no clue what the they just witnessed. And Musashi actually just took this loss on the chin. He admitted defeat and just straight up walked away. But what was about to transpire after Musashi lost was complete chaos and was going to change the entire country.
Oh my
forever.
God.
Case 2. Declaring war on Japan.
Okay.
So after Musashi took his first ever L, he went on the Tonight Show to get interviewed by bootleg Jimmy Fallon. And the reason why he did this, I'ma be real with you, I don't know. But what this man was about to do to bootleg Japanese Jimmy Fallon was going to make him the most wanted man in Japan. So Jimmy goofy ass started asking, "Oh yeah, so you're the legendary Musashi Miyamoto. But I mean, you gotta be LARPing, right? I mean,
I already hate this nigga. Get this nigga
Cosplay
going,
looks great,
Musashi.
man. But we all know Musashi's been dead for like 400 years, so we all know you're not the real one, so you could drop the act. So after Jimmy told Musashi to quit LARPing, Musashi stood up out of his seat. And his invisible sword was visible to everybody. Even on the TV broadcast, you could see it. Then Musashi told Jimmy, "Excuse me, sir, but what is LARPing and what the hell is cosplay? Is this what you modern people call rage bait? Because I think I just took it." So Musashi, clearly taking this as disrespect, decided to show Jimmy that he was the real deal.
Oh,
Jimmy right down the middle.
Yeah, I'm glad you got him going,
His
though.
ass out cold for the entire world to see. So after he knocked out Jimmy Fallon live on his show, they put an arrest warrant out for Musashi because
Crazy
he
work.
technically assaulted a man live on TV. So the cops pulled up to Tokugawa's estate and surrounded him. Now the investigator came up to Musashi and told him, "Mr. Miyamoto Musashi, you are under arrest for the assaultation of Jimmy Fallon." So after the investigator told him he was under arrest, Musashi just smirked at him and told him, "Okay, I'll come." That is, if you can take me or not.
This nigga looking just like what's his name? Yujiro. They just some demons. I never want to be in the fucking Baki verse, bro.
He draws his sword and cuts their batons in half. Then he blitzes the investigator and crushes his eye. Then all the other
That's probably the weakest punch he threw.
They all got taken out with one hit. They didn't stand a chance at taking this man in. So after Musashi dropped 6 cops and crushed a investigator's
Oh, he
eye,
crushed
they
it.
officially
Damn.
put a 5-star wanted level on this man's head. They had the SWAT team and the JSDF on his ass. He was the most wanted man in Japan. And since he was wanted and thought he was at war, this is when Musashi became completely unhinged. Because now he was done with knocking people out. Now if you approached him, he was gonna kill you. And
Oh
the
my
first
God.
example of this is when the investigator pulled back up to him. Now, I don't know if bro had a big ass set of balls or if he was just stupid and lost brain cells when Musashi punched him earlier, because he really had the audacity to approach this man alone. So he whips out his gun and tells him, "All right, Mr. Musashi, you are surrounded and there's no way out of this one. We got 100 officers in riot gear ready to beat your ass. So it would be best for you if you would just come along quiet." So Musashi, seeing the investigator whip out a gun, signaled to him that he was trying to have a duel. So he told the investigator, "Okay then, let's see if you could shoot me on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Nigga, I would have
What
been
in
shot
the
once he
name
said
of
1.
And when this man sheathed his sword, the investigator got
Dead.
split in half. It was
Yo,
a
yo, fucking dumbass. You should have been shot once he said 1.
perfect cut. He evenly distributed his body into 2 serving sizes.
My
And
God.
The cut was so clean, he also split the gun. So after he split the investigator in 2, he goes up on top of the bridge and is confronted by a 100-man riot squad. So the leader
Y'all better
tells
run.
everybody to surround him. And he tells Musashi, "We know you could cut through almost everything, but we got something that your ass can't even cut. Boys, hose his ass down." So they shoot a high-powered water hose at this man, but Musashi dodged and weaved the high-powered water. Then he jumped onto the truck and split the truck in 2.
My
And after
God.
he split the truck in 2, the officers had no clue what the hell to do. They were terrified of bro. So the leader pulls out a taser and starts to tase Musashi. And this taser was 500,000 volts. And just for reference, a regular taser is only 50,000. So this taser was
My
lethal.
God.
You could literally see his skeleton. So Musashi ended up falling to the ground. And the captain continued to tase bro. He had a smile on his face and everything. I ain't gonna lie, just
Yeah, he
looking at
did.
this, they might have to go back and look at bro's body cam history, because I
Oh,
don't
God.
trust this nigga at all. It got to the point where the other officers had to stop him. So he finally let go of the trigger. And all of the policemen thought that Musashi was dead. But about 5 seconds later, when they were all surrounding him, they heard, well, shit.
I'm nice
Y'all
and toasty.
just tried to fry me like some chicken. And every officer pissed their pants simultaneously. They could not believe this man was alive. So Musashi sprung up and threw the taser off of him. Then while the captain was still pissing his
Yo, dumbass, know you did, huh? Look at the fear in your eyes.
pants, Musashi swung his sword and decapitated the captain.
He got.
Bro went out in one of the worst ways I've ever seen somebody go out. He pissed his pants and got decapitated at the same time. His legacy in that police department is cooked. They all gonna remember bro's last moments was him pissing his pants while getting beheaded. So after all of this happened, he went up to this one trooper, and to assert his dominance, he cut a riot shield into pieces. Then after he shredded the dude's riot shield, he told all the other officers, "Pick up your dead and get the hell out of
Pick
my
your
way."
dead
And
homie
guess
up,
what all
bitch.
those 99 troopers did? They were good boys and did exactly what he said.
Terrible.
They picked up the dead captain and got the hell out of bro's way. They just let him walk because they knew they couldn't do anything to stop him.
What they
after
gonna
let
do?
Musashi go,
Bro,
the
what they
Prime
gonna do?
Minister of Japan decided to deploy everything at this man and just lock down the whole city. Because Musashi at this point was considered a Avengers level threat. He had to go. So they pulled up on him with a bunch of armored trucks and choppers.
Still not finna do shit.
Because he was excited that he had the opportunity to test his swordsmanship against the modern army. So Musashi disappeared into the shadows, and he started picking everybody off like Roberta did to the special forces.
Oh my God,
in
this
Black
nigga a
Lagoon.
demon.
These two officers were talking about a plan, and the guy that this dude was talking to lifted up his finger in terror and told him, "Sir, he's behind you." Oh,
Just like a boogeyman.
So after Musashi murdered the first guard, he cuts off the other poor guy's arms
God.
and disperses back into the darkness. And since he had everybody confused and bamboozled, and they had no sort of plan at all, they were easy pickings for Musashi. He would pick off one, then disappear. Then he would appear again. And he kept on doing this over and over
God,
again.
stop being a
'Cause they had
cop
no
a while
coordination
back.
at all. And he was too fast. They couldn't see him. This ended up turning into a bloodbath. Body parts were everywhere because multiple SWAT team members were getting chopped in half. And if you're wondering, CJ, why can't they just shoot him with a gun? Oh, they tried, but they couldn't hit him at all. They had that good old stormtrooper aim. Can't
Oh my
hit shit
God.
from a foot away. This one guy tried to switch him down, but he jumped over his bullets and made him eat a knee to the face. Also, just to add on, that knee strike was so strong it shattered a bulletproof visor. So the nigga that got hit by that is probably dead. So this one guy tried to get the situation under control and told everybody to surround the cars that he was moving between. But out of nowhere, Musashi appears on top of the car and jumps down and slices the commander.
My
in half.
God.
So after Musashi
Bro. Just straight down the whole face gone. Okay.
cut the commander down, he yelled to everyone again, "Collect your dead, mount your chariots, and leave." And guess what they did? They were also some good boys. They all ran away, got in their armored trucks, and left because they valued their lives. They was not about to throw their life away like everybody else. And just off of this scene alone, this man took out like 5 SWAT team squads, bro. So after Musashi dismantled the police force, they came to the conclusion that their best option to stop Musashi was to rely on a 20-year-old that looks like he's 40. They begged Hanayama to fight Musashi because they knew he was durable enough to take multiple sword swings. So Hanayama confronted Musashi in Shibuya. And since this is a Baki universe, you know every single NPC stopped what they were doing to watch this fight on the side of the street. So Big Baki Hanayama charged up his first punch and threw it right at Musashi's face. And look at this impact. He literally indented his
Oh
whole
my
fist
God. This
into
nigga
Musashi's
fist about the
face,
size of his body.
sending him flying down the street. So after Hanayama laid out Musashi, he picked up his whole body with one hand and winded up another massive punch. So he swung at Musashi, but he blocked it with his blade. But even though a whole sword was in Hanayama's fist, he didn't give a damn. He threw another punch at Musashi's face with the sword in
my
his
God.
fist and sent him rolling down the
Like,
street like a bowling ball.
ugh.
Then this man, being such a gentleman, decided
How the fuck you get that fucking AI image to move? Not AI image, meme image.
to hold out his fist and say, "My fault, OG. I forgot to give you your sword back and shit." So he rips the katana out of his fist.
Oh, fuck. I'd be mad at them bitch.
Musashi. And Musashi caught it at point blank range. Now after this, Hanayama had an uppercut coming from hell, and Musashi dodged and proceeded to cut Hanayama's back a total of 5 different times. Now this would have killed anybody else, but obviously Hanayama's built like a tank. So he just turned around and said, "Damn, OG, that kinda stung a bit." So Hanayama wanted to have a test of strength with Musashi. So he grabs his hand and just starts to weigh him down immediately. Then he gripped Musashi's face
God.
and started crushing it with his gorilla grip ass hands. So it got to the point where Hanayama slammed him on the ground, and it looks like Musashi's eyes were about to
This nigga about to die. Oh my
out
God.
of his skull. But when Musashi was trying to gasp for air, he quickly drew his sword and sliced Hanayama straight down the gut. And this finally brought big body Hanayama down to his knees. So after Hanayama got hit with this, he had to take a whole time out to wrap his body back up. So while he was wrapping his bandages back up, Baki just spawned in out of nowhere and said, "Oh, hold on, twin. I got something for you real quick. I brought the motherfucking Henny." So Baki sprayed a bunch of Hennessy on Hanayama and told Hanayama to go cook that fraud. But sadly, this hype me up moment did not work at all.
Damn.
He started fighting again and Musashi cut his back. Then he ended up slicing his face. Then he shoved his sword in his eye. Then spun his body back around. Then finished him off with one more slice.
Damn, down the middle. Yeah, ass crack.
Hanayama sat down and he basically gave up because he knew he was cooked. There was no beating this man. So after Hanayama sat down, Musashi came up behind him and tried to take his head. He wanted to really finish the fight for good. But Baki stopped him right before he was about to do it and said, "Hey, OG, you draw that sword on my twin, and I'ma have to kill your ass, OG, you heard?" So Baki challenges Musashi to one final fight. And he was actually going to take this fight seriously and not get embarrassed like he did last time.
That
so
shit
they
was
had their
bad.
final fight in the underground arena. And obviously, because this is the Baki universe, there was an entire live crowd of people that paid to watch this shit.
Yeah.
Even Biscuit flew from America to watch this fight. Now, obviously, he came alone because he can't take his wife with him. And if he even tried to bring her big ass on that flight is crashing down and it would be joining the likes of Malaysia Airlines. So Baki and Musashi score off for their final fight to the death. Now, the first thing Baki does is throw a kick at him. And the kick whipped like crazy. All it did was catch one of his eyebrow hairs on his toe. So Baki tried to play it off like, "Damn, OG, if that land on your chin, you going night-night, twin." But then Musashi just smiled at him and told him,
It's the voice acting for fucking Baki for me, bro.
"Impressive, little nigga. But tell me, how do your ankles feel right now?" And the moment he said that, Baki fell on his ass. And he realizes Musashi broke his ankles. And
Oh
while
my
he was on the ground
God.
processing what just happened,
Baki,
Musashi
don't
threw
get-
the bottom
oh my
of his sandal
God.
in his face. Even though this was a fight to the death, this was a cheap
Ooh.
shot of hell. Musashi is a dirty ass fighter, I cannot lie. So since Musashi was gonna fight like that, Baki was like, "Fine, I'll fight like a dirty son bitch too." So Musashi leaps towards Baki. But Baki, unlocking the speed force, disappeared for like a good second. And then when he reappeared, he punched him 3
My
times
God.
and punched him in the balls. And that dick punch that he threw damn near knocked bro out. This is probably the hardest bro has ever been hit in his life. Look at this nigga. He is huffing and puffing, and he is grabbing his balls thinking he lost them like Okaru. So after Musashi recovered from getting his testes eviscerated, he was like, "All right, little bro, I gotta get you back somehow." So Baki went in for a swing, but Musashi cut him across the torso. Then he grabbed his arm and
it's
told him,
raps.
"Let's see how you like your balls getting crushed." And knees Baki in the dick. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, when I first watched this, I low-key felt the pain of this shit through the screen. Like, look at this man Baki, bro. Bro is in pure pain. I ain't gonna lie, Baki fans, y'all might not have to worry about a Baki next generation.
Oh, God.
This nigga not having no kids. The Hama bloodline ends here. So while Baki was walking around holding his shattered jewels, Musashi walked up behind him and sliced him down his back, which made Baki feel his entire upper body getting cut off. Then he shoulder tackled him and sent Baki flying out the ring. So after Musashi hit Baki with a
Can't
ring
get
out,
done
Baki
like this,
recovered
Baki.
and tossed Musashi's sword to him. And Baki picked up the other one. So when he had Musashi's other sword, Baki started talking shit, saying he was gonna copy his techniques and slaughter Musashi. And he was doing this so he could get Musashi to act arrogant and make a mistake. So he threw Musashi's second sword at him. And Musashi, being an arrogant bastard and wanting to farm more ore
Nigga
points,
just
catches the sword
got
with
it.
his bare hand. And this was the opening that Baki was looking for, because both of his hands were occupied. So he kicks Musashi in the face.
My
And he
God.
kicked him so hard, his soul left his body for a good second. So after Musashi's soul returned to his body, Baki went in for his last strike. Now Musashi caught the blade again with his bare hands. But that is exactly what Baki intended to happen. Because when Musashi was distracted, he gets ambushed by the old
Yeah,
lady
that shit
put the
nasty.
soul in his body in the first place. And she starts to suck the soul out of Musashi. Nigga, this shit nasty. I ain't gonna lie, I can't even commentate this part, bro. I'm getting nauseous just looking at this shit on my screen. So after the freaky ass old lady sucked the soul out of his body, she started doing her voodoo shit like boom, And she releases Musashi's soul, finally putting an end to the terror that she brought
That
into
demon,
this world with her
like-
freaky voodoo shit. And they put Musashi's body in cryostasis. Now you're probably wondering, why are they not burning this nigga? Why are they not burying him? Because these dumbass scientists in Tokugawa's bald ass decided to preserve his body for the name of science. Now, cool, this is a great science experiment. But what's gonna happen if a freaky witchcraft voodoo nigga breaks in and decides to put Musashi's soul back in that body? Then everybody's gonna be he gonna come back like Thanos and say, you should have gone for the head. Because these niggas decided to keep his body. I am 99% sure that Tokugawa and these scientists will make great friends with Cecil. Because the one thing they got in common is
they
not
don't
finishing
learn
the job.
They don't fucking learn, bro.
That,
thank you for the fucking video, CJ. CJ, amazing video, by the way. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, YouTube. Deuces.
Tell a nigga rob me in this bitch, smoking off the dope. I be stalking, and I got this hoe built like coke. She be popping, in this hoe flooding off the Mary. I be popping. Everybody that you fucking see, I done dropped it in this bitch like I'm Jesus. Raise a toast, I be godly. Me and twin like I'm Batman. He be robbing, red and black, spinning every day. We ain't stopping, being dizzy on the way for the low.